The solution is in you. And it is so important. It is so important. We're coming back. So it is so important, ladies and gentlemen, that you stop believing that you need any kind of pharmaceutical drug, that you need an MD. You know, National Geographic made a study kind of like 10, 12 years ago with 100-year-old people that were in really good shape. And the only thing they all had in common that they never went to a doctor was the only thing they all had in common. So it is so important to us to understand we do not need somebody else to keep us healthy or to make us healthy if we simply use common sense. If we simply start listening to our instincts again. If we get our energy level up. Most illness is caused by dehydration. Do you know that everybody at the end really absolutely dies of the cause of dehydration? When you really die at the end, when everything is over, the final cause is dehydration. Dehydration is the main cause of aging, second to coffee. Dehydration, the main cause of aging. Just drink a little bit more water, you don't need so much cream anymore. I mean in the face. When you start living, really live in the moment, you live 25 years longer than if you live in, poor me, life is bad. Why me? Do you know that you can live 160 years of age? The Cambridge University conducted a study and found out the normal human lifespan is 160. And I love you, sweetie. 160? So in everything we die earlier, we messed up ourselves? Doesn't that open up an endless opportunity? Do you know if anybody smokes, he or she dies 14 minutes earlier with every cigarette? I mean, guys, what can you do in 14 minutes? Think. Some girls didn't get it. We make decisions, and these decisions have a direct impact on our lives. A direct impact on our lives. You know, when you made the decision to get up with me and say, I am somebody, you know what you did? You made the decision, I take charge. Just think about it. Because you could have just sit there like an idiot and look stupid, you know, like pony face. You need to get rid of all the energy drainers in your life. The naggers, the whiners, the complainers, the people that call you up 2 o'clock in the morning. Do you know what he did to me? And you listen for 1.5 hours, and you're exhausted, you are tired, you fall asleep. And next morning, 2 o'clock, the phone rings again. Do you know what he did now to me? Did you do what I told you yesterday? No. Every time you hang up the phone, every time you hang up the phone and you feel exhausted, that's another one of the list of the ones that have to go. That is really, really important. If the main cause of cancer is a bad marriage, I found out that over 50% of my cancer patients, the cancer was caused, the lack of energy that led to the cancer, was caused by the next to them in the bed. So throw them out, step out of the door and say, next! Life is too short to waste it with idiots, whiners, complainers, and bad food, and without a good bourbon. You need to have fun. You know, quality of life gives you the most power of all. Quality of life. Look at the idiots that get fat and get diabetes. I shouldn't really eat the cake. No, I shouldn't. Of course they get fat. Of course they get diabetes. Of course they get heart disease. And then look at the ones really, really fat, and they say, that's my cake and I like it. And they're healthy. It's not your body weight. It's your mental attitude. It's how much you love or you hate yourself. If you hate yourself, how can anybody else love you? If you love yourself, everybody loves you. If you give out love, you get love back. You know, I'm known as a vicious hugger. If it comes closer than 3 feet, I hug it. You know, life needs to be fun. Life needs to be fun. It also needs to be cleared up. You know, you need to have everything set straight, and everybody needs to know where their place is. So when I have a fight with my wife, she always comes crawling on her knees. Then she looks underneath the bed and says, come out, you coward, and fight like a man. We need to have fun. Life needs to be fun. If you have fun, you are happy. If you're happy, you're healthy. If you're happy and healthy, you're going to be rich. You're going to be happy, healthy, rich, and you're going to be a member of gym. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what it's all about is spending life with the right people. When we have our gin events, we're in Cancun, Punta Cana. We're going to be in the Caribbean. We're going to have a luxurious cruise. We're going to send the rest the postcards. Here's my butt, buy me. It is all about enjoying your life and creating energy. But it's all about spending it with the right people. Get rid of the energy drainers in your life. You will end up with the same illnesses and the same amount of income like the 5 people that you surround yourself the most with in your life. The 5 people that you surround yourself with in your life the most will determine how much money you make and what kind of illnesses you get. Look at some really, really fit people out there. Really fit people out there. Do you think these really fit and healthy and successful people hang out with a typical loser, whiner, complainer? No. No, because like attracts alike. Like attracts alike. Opposites attract. What a... Gosh. You know, like attracts alike. You know, when you think about your most favorite movie star, or the person you admire most, this person is exactly like you want to be. That's what I know about you. Love you, sweetie. So you cannot be all like me, but, you know, you can work on it. And then when you have fun, you make money. If you make money, you are happy. And if you don't have to make the money anymore, then you really make the money. You know, it's like me. I don't need your money. I take your money, but I don't need your money. So we all need to have fun. So how do you get a plane? 97% of a flight time, the plane is off course. So how come it really ends up where you want to be? Because it readjusts and readjusts and readjusts and readjusts and readjusts, and here we are. Beautiful California. Sun is shining, crazy Dr. Z speaking, everybody happy. Easy. So how do we readjust our direction? With seminars and seminars and seminars and the right people, the right social net, the right friends. And I'm going to tell you, or not I'm going to tell you, and really good friend of mine, was going to tell you that something dramatically happened in his life, and he knew there was something there. And he knew something was changing. And he knew he needed to come. But Justin, come up and tell us your story. Give him a hand. Justin is a really close friend of mine. We met the very first time in Mexico. We were still sober, though. I mean, you know. And something happened, Justin.
Excuse me. Well, that was an interesting, this whole time since I met Dr. C has been a very interesting time in my life, and I say that in a good way. Little did I know when I met this guy who was crazier than I am, because I guess I'm crazy because that's what everybody tells me. He says, act like a 2-year-old. I think I have that down. People who know me probably agree. But I did not know that my life was about to change for the better in a drastic way. And Dr. C told me something. The first time I met him, he said, "You're a special guy." He said, "You're going to do great things." And what is interesting about that to me is it was hard to believe somebody who I had just met could know things about me that I didn't even know. And it was also interesting and really quite humbling, and I don't have words for how honored I felt that somebody so great who's done so much in life and is such a fantastic person and helped so many people could look at me and say, you know, I'm your friend, whatever you need, I'm there for you. And to know more about me than I actually knew about myself. And the interesting thing that happened was with each time we met at different events or corresponded over email, he's helped me with a sick relative, always getting back to me, either email or phone, within minutes, hours, sometimes a day, with whatever it was that I needed. And thank you. My appreciation, it can't be put into words.